Good morning, good evening, good to who needs it. So, this is a story time. I'm somebody who really needs verbal communication. It is something that really is important to me. I need to be told things in words. And I have always been someone who needs to hear things to learn them. I'm a very auditory learner. And I'm bringing that up because it was really interesting. I was talking with somebody recently about aphantasia and how they are not able to see things clearly in their mind. They're not able to conjure an internal image, but they are able to conjure music. We were discussed another person who had a similar experience where they aren't able to visualize things, but they are a musician. So one of my life's greatest regrets is that my lifetime overlapped with that of Dr. Oliver Sacks, but I wasn't able to meet him during that overlapping time. I did reread Musicophilia last year, and I would really recommend it. So Dr. Sacks had said that the purpose of writing Musicophilia was that he wanted to expand the public's knowledge of music and its effects on neurology and neuropathology. There have been a glut of amazing research studies on the effects of music with chemo patients, stroke patients, patients with Alzheimer, people with spinal and brain injury, and also especially hospice patients. I've seen some really cool things with death doulas where they have brought in musicians and different people to play and sit with the person. The common theme of all of the studies between chemo patients, stroke patients, patients with Alzheimer's, patients with brain injuries, is that music has a positive effect on mood, mental state, physical state, motivation, engagement, lucidity at times. It can make you feel more awake, it can make you feel more active. Although there isn't any statistical significance based on new empirical adult studies, the trend shows improvements on almost all measures when music therapists are included in educational, psychiatric, medical, and private settings. I've always been really interested in how the brain works, but I've always been extremely interested in how music can translate to writing, because I can't say for sure that I have aphantasia or not. I'm not actually certain. I close my eyes, I can walk you around a room, I can tell you how to get around it, but all I'm seeing is, black with, whatever light is getting through my eyelids. I don't see things in my mind in a physical way. I see things in my mind in a conceptual way. It's interesting because I think that might be, this is just speculation, but I think that might be part of why I can read so quickly, is because I'm not bogged down in visualization. And it kind of can be really fun, especially if I'm painting or if I'm drawing something. I have an idea of what it is I want to paint or draw, but if it changes or if something gets messed up, I'm not slowed down by that at all. But a lot of the times when I was writing when I was younger, and when I was starting out trying to write stories, I was using words based on the sound. I didn't necessarily know what the word meant. I didn't know if I was using it correctly, but I had heard it before and I had heard it in context, and that's how I would mimic its use. And it's fun to me because I find words all the time now, even that I've used for years, but I'm like discovering a new way. And I think that's really fascinating. I think that's really cool. I think that's an experience not everyone gets to have, and I'm lucky to have it. My experience of art and the experience of art that a lot of writers I know have, when I read a sentence that is very evocative and very provoking and just scratches that neural itch, my first thought is, God damn it, why didn't I think of that? The sea was all knives. There's just something about certain turns of phrase that almost creates a sense of frisson. It doesn't necessarily have to do with skill level, because there's a lot of art that you can look at it and you say, oh, I could do this, but you didn't. And that's what makes it art. To me, at least. That would be my definition. So yeah, thank you for listening to my weird little storytime ramble today. Just what's interesting me right now. If you like this, like it, and listen to more things. I'll be here making it.